55 Sports. This is The Locker Room.
And with that, we say good evening to you all. Welcome inside the locker room. My name is Justin Prince, once again flying solo this evening. Elijah, he's up near South Bend. We'll check in with him in just a little while. In the meantime, the countdown is officially on. Just 8 teams remain in each class of high school football here in the Hoosier State. All 48 of those teams eyeing state championships in 3 weeks. That includes 6 area teams from the 260 who are alive and kicking as Regional Friday kicks off tonight. 2 of them play each other. That's in Class 2A. Bluffton, the darling of the dance so far. Winners of 4 straight ball games. Sectional champs for the first time since 1988. The Tigers facing off with Bishop Luers. The Knights in the regional round for the second time in 3 years. Winners of 3 straight ball games. And with that, the only matchup featuring 2 area teams. It's an obvious choice for the Locker Room's game of the week, right? 2A number 12, Bishop Luers hosting the upstart Bluffton Tigers with a spot in semi-state on the line. Let's get you out to Luers Field. Kyle Lindsay and his Knights come in 7-5. They're looking for a 21st regional championship. Brent Kunkel's Tigers, they're 8-4. Eyeing just their 2nd regional title ever. Tigers got the ball first, and they went right to the air. 3rd down long. Braxton Betancourt rolling, finds Aaron Streveler along the sideline just short of the 1st down. They go for it on 4th down, but it would not work out. Anthony Cruz hit by Nick Thompson, the Toledo commit, forces the fumble. Mickey Daring recovers for Luers, and the Knights take over with a short field in front of them, and they got right to work. 3 plays later, R.J. Hogue finds his way into the end zone. Luers takes a 7-0 lead. Knights would get the ball back, but they would have to punt. But Bluffton with some troubles hanging on to the football tonight. Andrew Hunt going to cough the ball up. Knights fall on it, and they've got a short field to work with once again. And once again, they would take advantage. This time, it's Daring just bullying his way into the end zone for 6 more points. And just like that, it's a 14-0 Luers lead. Now, they would get the ball back right before half, and they would keep working that offense. Nick Thompson gets the pitch, gets outside, picks up a 1st down. Few plays after that, why not hand it off to a different back? We've already seen 2 different guys scores. Let's make it 3. Zamarion Jackson takes the handoff, gets outside, finds the end zone practically untouched for another Luers TD. It's 21-0 Knights advantage at the break. They get the ball to start the 3rd, and imagine this. They go right back to the ground game. Gio Jimenez caps off a personal 3-play, 40-yard drive with a touchdown. Luers takes a 28-0 lead. Now, Bluffton looking for a little bit of life on their next drive. Handoff to Kamel Moore. He's got some real estate in front of him. He's going to eventually be drugged down deep inside Luers territory. But again, the turnover bug blights Bluffton. That drive ends in an interception, and the Knights would put things to bed after that. In the 4th, it's Jimenez again, finding pay dirts. Puts Luers up 35-0. And congratulations to the Knights. They are regional champs for the 2nd time in 3 years. Luers wins this one, 35-6, the final.
Continued grit and grind on the football field and the weight room and the film room, learning from our mistakes, understanding that we have not reached our peak, that we haven't reached our goals, and just keep grinding away and take it day by day.
Oh man, that's just I just give my coaches and teammates what they expect from me every single week. No matter what the circumstances are, I'm gonna go out there and ball regardless.
Learning from our mistakes, limiting penalties. We've done a good job all year with limiting our turnovers, with the exception, I think, of 2 games. I don't think we've turned the ball over more than once. So we need to continue that. But we had a handful of mistakes tonight that, maybe a different night without windy conditions, maybe, there's I don't know. I think we were a better team, but you just never know the flow of the game. When you make mistakes, they can really come back and they stick out at this level. So we got to clean some things up, but ultimately, I think if we continue to take a day-by-day approach, we should be in good shape.
Hey, congratulations to the Knights. They are on to semi-state next week. They're likely going to have to play Andrean. That game will be in Andrean. Bumping down to Class 1A now, Regional 22 title game on tap. 2A number 2 Adams Central, eyeing a second straight trip to semi-state, taking on Carroll out of Flora. First drive of the game is a quick one. Carroll's Luke Tanner fumbles the snap. Zach Worm falls on it. AC feeling good early, but that wouldn't last long. Very next play, AC loses the ball. 2 plays in, 2 turnovers, looking like we got a defensive battle on our hands. That would not be the case, though. AC's defense would hold strong, forces the punt, and if we're showing you the punt, you know good things happen. AC blocks it, ball bounces backwards until Carroll falls on it. That's a turnover on downs either way, and this time the Jets capitalize. Ryan Black keeps the ball himself, gets a nice little help from his teammates here, and scores the first points of this ball game. Now the Cougars, hey, they're back on offense looking to tie things up. Pass thrown into the air. Braylon Reber makes the leaping grab. The freshman comes up with the big INT. The defensive battle continues. The next 2 drives end with forced fumbles. These teams combining for 6 first-quarter turnovers, but eventually AC breaks through again. Keegan Bloom, big night for him, pushes his way into the end zone. Jets take a 14-point lead, and they would find their groove from there. In the second quarter, Bloom powers through again. How about a 21-point game in favor of the Jets? And then Carroll down big, turn into the air attack here, but the Jets own these skies tonight. Love the writing from young Drew Fry. Carson Schnitz with the interception. This big play keeps all the momentum with the home team, and then later in the half, I told you Keegan Bloom had a big game tonight. How about this? His 3rd score of the half. AC takes a 28-point lead into the locker room. They roll on to a 2nd straight regional title, 35-0 the final.
I'm feeling good. We're battling a lot of injuries. We had a lot of guys who had to step up. Our line's been playing really good, especially today. We knew we had, once we get in the red zone, we've been struggling with getting in the end zone and play. So I think we executed that pretty good today.
There's nothing you can really say. They just have to be able to play through it. And I'm proud of them that they were able to play through it. And despite some miscues and some things that just weren't going well, they were able to fight through it and play through it, stay positive. They didn't let it bother them. They just kept going. And I think that's a big part of the senior leadership that we have on this team with Gavin Cook, Cody Lotzenheiser, Ryan Black. Those guys just come in and do a super job. Jackson Becker, of just keeping people focused and keeping us playing. They've got a lot of experience behind them, and they've learned a lot of lessons through those years.
Hey, congratulations to the Jets. They are off to play North Judson next Friday night. That's going to be in North Judson for a return trip to the 1A state finals. All right, it's time for our first break of the night, but don't go anywhere. Still 3 more classes on tap for high school football. We're talking Snyder, Mishawaka, Carroll, Lafayette, Jeff, Kokomo, Sioux City. Those highlights up next in the locker room.
So it's the locker room.
More highlights coming up next.
This is the locker room.
Hey, welcome back inside, boys and girls. Well, we've already seen 2 area teams clinch their spot in the semi-state round. 3 more looking to do the same tonight. First on the docket is the Snyder Panthers. Kurt Tittman's squad already got one monkey off their back last week, winning their first sectional title since 2018. Tonight, they look to get another as they try to claim their first regional title since their state run back in 2016. Let's get you up to Steel Stadium, Panthers. Making that long trip up to take on the Mishawaka Cavemen tonight. They were trying to keep that offense going after surviving that close win against Northside last week. First quarter, though, Mishawaka making moves early. Chaz Hardy on the outside picks up a gain of 8, ball to the 13 just a few plays later. Cavemen capitalize. Handoff up the gut. Chase Gooden on the board are the Cavemen. 2-point conversion good. It's 8-0, and after a wild onside recovery, Mishawaka picks up right where they left off. Working the goal line. Gooden. It's good again. Panthers unable to contain that ground game early. Mishawaka's up 15-0 after the extra point. 1:14 left in the first quarter. Panthers offense finally touches the ball. Luke Hopper connects with Kieran Billingsley. Nice little gain, but still a 15-0 ball game after one. Flipping sides, it's going to be Hopper who does the damage this time. Weaves his way through traffic, finds an open lane on the left side. He's finally brought down after the big gain. Unfortunately, though, nothing after that. They turn the ball over, and it's more from the Cavemen. Brady Fisher does it himself. Add another tutty on the board. Just like that, Mishawaka makes it a 21-0 game, but we know the Panthers aren't the ones to back down easy tonight. Kamari Juarez on the kickoff, and watch my man work. Turns on the burners. He's got real estate to work with. Yeah, touchdown. Throw 6 up on the board for Snyder, and a big third quarter after that. How about this? 4 touchdowns leads to a 35-21 lead for the Panthers. They would go on to earn the comeback victory. You're going to see Langston Level cap things off with the big run right there for another touchdown. Snyder wins 41-27. They earn their 17th regional title. We are now joined live by Elijah Collins. I told you he was up in Mishawaka, folks. We got video proof. Elijah, talk to me, my man. Snyder rising from the mat to take this one in thrilling fashion.
Yeah, I mean, Justin, you saw the highlights. It was a crazy game. Now, we knew coming into this matchup, both teams were pretty dominant offensively. I mean, Snyder prior to this game, in their last 7 of their 9 games, they scored 40-plus points in those matchups, and they did so tonight with a 41-27 victory. They got their 17th regional title. They've got 7 semi-states under their belt, and they're going to try and get number 8. But the biggest thing that Coach Tittman was talking about tonight was resilience. Going into halftime break, coming out of halftime, they talked about the score 0-0. They don't want to think about anything other than that, and they pretty much showed their dominance tonight. And here's what the team had to say after the big win tonight.
You know, first half, we didn't play how we should have. We played bad. We were down. But we didn't let it get to us. Came into halftime, went into halftime. Everybody had their heads down. We had a good talk in the locker room, got everybody's mind right. Told them that it was not over. Second half is 0-0. And we came out and put on a show in the second half.
Everything was just there for us. We was working hard, you know. When halftime came around, we just kept our heads on straight and knew it was going to be a good game. It was everything. Everyone was just communicating. Everyone was just there for each other, picking each other up. Even when things were going the right way, everybody was just making sure we all was doing good.
You guys were down 21.
I can't explain the resiliency that this group of guys showed. I mean, we got absolutely pummeled in the first half. Credit to a great Mishawaka program. You know, they came out, kicked us right in the mouth, and I'm in awe of our guys' response because we didn't change much schematically. They just decided that they did not want this season to end, and they don't want to stop playing with each other. They really do care about each other. And that's a powerful thing.
Well, a great win from the Panthers tonight. They now move to 11-1. 2 more games if they can bring home that state title. They got 2 state titles as a program. We'll see if they can get title number 3. But a great performance from them tonight. They'll be back in action next Friday, either playing Valparaiso or Maryville. But that'll do it. We'll check back in next week with you guys live in Mishawaka. Elijah Collins, Fox 55 Sports.
Appreciate you, my man. Safe travels back home. We're bumping down to Class 4A now. 9th-ranked Columbia City in the regional round for the first time since 1993. Taking on number 7 Kokomo, looking for their first regional title ever. Very first play of the game, Kokomo forces a fumble, and this was just about how things went tonight for Columbia City. Drake Kirby gets the handoff with the Wildcats on offense. He finds his way into the end zone to open up the scoring. After forcing a punt, Kokomo would go on a long, methodical drive after that. Keegan Name, know the name. Takes the sweep to the left, takes it inside the 5, steps out just short of the end zone. But it wouldn't matter. Very next play, Kokomo would punch things in. They missed the extra point, though. Go up 13-0. Eagles trying to get some kind of offense working. Colton Piper's pass, though, tipped at the line, picked off by Peyton Shearer. And we may as well call him Peter Piper the way he pickled that pepper. Love the writing, Steven. Appreciate you, buddy. Later, after another CC fumble, Wildcats back on offense. Braden Malcolm right into the pile, disappears. But he's in for another touchdown. 2-point conversion makes it 21-0. Eagles trying to mount some sort of a comeback right before half. Josh Arndt gets Columbia City on the board. Very next drive, Piper trying to make a play before the break, but his pass jumped by Shane Spear, who takes it back into CC territory. And then 8 seconds left in the half. Evan Barker lofted one up to John Curl. He fights through the defender, gets into the end zone. It's 28-7 Kokomo at half. Second half on the QB sneak. Barker seems stopped at the line. But again, this was just how the night went for Kokomo. Just moving bodies left and right. Emerges from the pile, and there he goes. In for another touchdown. Kokomo goes on to take this one. They end C-City season with a 42-7 victory.
Everybody wanted to talk and doubt what we did this year, and those guys didn't want to listen to anybody, and they just listened to themselves and listened to their teammates and their program, and they believed. Those guys have made me a better man. And I love every single one of them, and I'm going to miss them. But they're not done. They still need to lead, and they're still going to lead. And I'm so proud of every single one of them.
Coach Fox for taking the time. C-City finishes an amazing season, 11-2 overall. Also, that final was 42-13. My apologies. Our final stop of the night takes us down to Lafayette Jeff, Class 6A Regional 1 Championship. Number 5, Carroll, eyeing their first regional crown, taking on the Broncos. And it was the Chargers who started things off in this one. Jimmy Sullivan looking left to Camden Hirschberger. He's in for the touchdown. Carroll takes a 7-0 lead with just under 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. But the Broncos would answer in a big way. Glenn Patterson into the end zone, cuts the lead down to 7-6 in the second quarter. Josiah Powers powering his way into the end zone, fumbles but recovers it, makes it a 13-7 Jeff lead with just over 10 minutes left in the second quarter. And then how about another one for Mr. Powers after that? Into the end zone once again, makes it 20-7 Lafayette Jeff at half, but Carroll pitches a shutout in the second half. Chargers are on to the semi-state round for the first time ever. They win 21-20. And it's time for our play of the night, and we're heading right back up to Mishawaka. Why wouldn't we, folks? Kamari Juarez, how do you do, young fella? We've seen him moss dudes all year. We've seen him make incredible catches. The guy can return some kicks, too. Houses that kickoff right there against Mishawaka in Snyder's big comeback victory tonight. Snyder on to semi-state once again for the first time since 2016. Congrats to Kamari and congrats to the Panthers.